Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. It's been a hot minute since our last Spill the Tea episode, and a lot has happened since. Well, kinda, I guess. So sit back, relax, and listen to Abigail and I spill the tea about all the big moments in 2024.
Yes. No topic is off limits, and we only know how to speak without filters. The true way of speaking.
The only
and
way.
A side of sarcasm, always. In other words, don't get butthurt.
Nope, don't get butthurt. So, Abby, this was kind of like your idea and my idea to end the year off with like the best, the worst, and all that kind of stuff. I had a little different idea, and then we just took our ideas and just kind of did what we always do.
Yes.
And then I just ended up bowing down to your idea.
Because
that's exactly how that went.
As I tell everybody, I am princess.
Yeah, so I took my idea, said, hey, Abby, and you said, wait, no, this idea. And then we did that.
Because mine's cooler.
So I bow down to you.
Thank you.
So we are going to do the best of 2024, the hardest, the funniest, the scariest, the most awkward, the biggest lesson that was learned, and what do we have in store for 2025?
Hopefully.
Money. All right, so since this was your idea, not mine.
Would you like me to start off? I feel like you're a little butthurt.
I am a little butthurt. Every
you know
time
why?
I
I don't understand. I was fine with your idea too, man.
No, I really shouldn't be butthurt because, in all reality, I get to spend time with you either way.
Oh, yeah, I know. So I'm just so great. But...
Yeah. And you are the only kid that wants to do the podcast with me at this point. So I
love doing the podcast because it reminds me of our childhood, you know.
Yeah.
I told you.
So I really shouldn't be butthurt, but I will let you go first. I will. I'm not
right.
butthurt.
See, guys, your host is petty.
I am not petty.
That's the biggest lesson learned.
It's my I get it from my maiden name.
For real. All right. So I would say my best of 2024 would honestly have to be moving back home. Even if it was like meaning moving back to Mary's or moving in with the boys, I would definitely say that just coming back home and being closer to family has been the best decision I've made.
Boys meaning like your
my brothers,
two brothers, yeah.
You know, I've been really happy being back by family, even though I have been taking a big step back from certain people, certain groups. That has been even better. Nice coming home,
yeah,
and being able to like realize that I can take that step back and still be happy is what makes me the happiest, because I do really love being here.
And did you realize how much support like you actually were lacking when you were like living somewhere else?
Yes and no, because like I also, which I'll get into later, like it is a big eye opener for me at the same time. Because, yes, I did have a lot of support with Leroy, in a way. I didn't have a lot of support in other ways. And so, with that being said, I've learned that I can make it through so much basically by myself. And I can go through so much and be such a strong person. I can be that, you know, housewife. I can be that working mom. I can be that single mom. I can be that... I can be
a woman that can wear all the...
I'm somebody who I can do anything in, especially, you know, I went through a lot of jobs in this last year, which is, like, one kind of thing that it was hard
to pick on you on
it was hard for me to realize that I was the problem, and that is, like, another big thing learned this year is that...
Hey, we're not even there yet.
Well, and I know, which, like I said, I'll get into later.
Well, you do change jobs like your underwear.
But, you know, in that... With that being said, though, too, I can fit all those hats very well at the same time. So I realized all these great things, especially in moving home. So that's been probably the best thing to happen to me. And being able to reconnect with my brothers, even Matthew, I've been able to see more and connect with more. And I've seen him do so much growing, and that's even been such a great thing, too, to be able to watch.
You and Dad.
That's another awesome
That's
thing.
awesome.
Like,
I'm actually
I've
excited
always,
to see that.
especially with having such a hard relationship with my real dad, even growing up, I've been reflecting a lot, especially since it's the holidays. You know, people usually do, and that's another reason why I'm such a Grinch. But
you are a Grinch.
I really do enjoy being able to do all these things I like with my dad again, even if it isn't my blood father. And I think, honestly, I like it more with dad because I can be my true self with.
Oh, he's a
you know,
goofball. That's
yes,
why.
I can be my true self, and I do get my personality so much from him at the same time. So I do feel very, very thankful to have grown relationships with all of, I guess you could say, the men in my family again.
Well, I don't want to brag or anything, but I had a lot of nuts, like in my belly at one point. You know,
She's on this weird shit, guys.
Yeah, I know. I am,
don't
but like I
understand
gave birth
you.
to a lot of men, or boys, or whatever you want to call them. But either way, I grew a pair a lot. So you do have a lot of men in your life. Okay, so one of mine, for my best of 2024, because I have a few for each. I didn't follow your rules completely.
I don't care.
I know. Was I did get to see the grandchildren a hell of a lot more. And with that, I then was able to grow better bonds. And they're at that age now where it's more fun, even more fun, because their personalities are coming out. As you know, you are the mother of one of them.
And that's one thing I love is he has such a big personality.
Yeah, and I'm not even just talking him, just both of them. Like, the coolest thing I think Dad and I saw this year with Emmett, because he's so far away, like he's not far away, but a couple hours away, was the fact that he's so young, but because we've been having him come for like a week at a time here and there throughout his life, that he knows exactly who we are. He knows exactly what road we live on, like as soon as he gets on there. But it was the phone call we got as we were already on our way there. And I don't want to choke up, but it was just so, it was so adorable. He was already ready to go, and we were like halfway there, I think. And he called me on Facebook, and he's like, Nana, are you coming? I'm like, I'm on my way. And he walked away from the phone a little bit and started dancing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I looked over at Dad. I'm like, we're doing something right here, which is something I've said a lot this year. And that's also the best. That we're clearly doing something right. We might not have all the money. We might not have the best of everything. But the fact that our grandson that's a couple hours away is dancing and all excited to come and see us, that speaks volumes. The fact that
Definitely.
I have to leave here heartbroken because little Leroy wants to get into my bag and doesn't want me to go and grab it onto me. I'm choking up half the time I leave here. That shouldn't be a thing to say that I'm happy about, but I am, because that just shows. But it's such a wonderful
thing to be happy about.
Yes, it shows that I am showing up. I am being that grandma, the one I wanted to be. So that is a huge thing for me for the 2024.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm gonna, add on top of that. I feel, the same way with Emmett, I guess. Knowing that he gets excited to come see me, even when I lived in Wapaka, and even now he likes coming to see me, and he likes playing with the toys here and seeing TT Abby, and it makes me very happy and very thankful to be an auntie. But at the same time, with Leroy, I was telling you I was watching Bluey with him, and being told that he assimilates that cartoon to my parenting and how I'm that mom and, we're those people in his life. That makes me beyond grateful, even though it did, hurt in the moment, based on all the other details.
Oh, because he was referring to Dad as somebody.
Yeah, and so the point being is that I took out of it all was that I was doing my job correctly.
I love
Bluey. I'm being the exact parent, the household that I wanted my child to grow up in. One that I always dreamed of having for my child. And so
it might not be like you're not married and all that, but he's still getting the benefits.
Yes, and I'm still able to give him that without all the other factors.
Yeah, and this year I've seen you grow as an individual altogether, but like as a mom, I've seen you grow tremendously. So I mean, that has to be definitely on your best of.
It definitely is. It definitely is because, you know, there's definitely those days he cries coming to my house, and I've learned to start to breathe.
Period.
Yes, I learned to start to just breathe. He does have a very strong attachment with both of his nanas. I've realized he does the same thing with you now, crying when you're leaving, screaming at the door. You hang up, he's crying, So now I've noticed it's definitely he has a very strong bond with his nanas, and
that's just because we're awesome.
And I've learned to take a step back, and instead of taking it as a negative way like I used to, I'm now just learning to take it as, you know what, that just means that they are doing something right.
Yes.
In the fact that he wants to be there so badly. He loves her so much.
I'm trying to break generational bonds, or
yes,
not
curses.
curses.
And I, especially curses. With our last podcast episode, that made me reflect a lot.
Oh, that helped me a lot. This
yes.
last podcast episode before this, the Spill the Tea Part 1 and Part 2,
specifically
helped me tremendously. I felt like a huge boulder off my shoulders, and I feel like just totally different. So definitely that helped. But I am breaking generational curses. So don't be butthurt that he's crying when I'm leaving.
Like I said,
be thankful he's
especially
got
after
a grandma,
doing this last episode and reflecting on it, I realized I cannot hold a grudge against her, another family, or because he's crying when coming to my house, or he likes being there more, and just because I don't think they are doing everything right, even though they may not be, and not everybody is perfect, and I can't hold everybody to my standards either.
Correct.
I grew up in, that very strict, it wasn't very strict, but it was we had scheduled. We were very scheduled.
Yep.
We were very put together.
I had so many kids. I had to be scheduled.
Yes, it was. I don't. And when I say like military, I don't mean like it was so bad. I mean like it was just so detail oriented. It was so
supper at this time.
Yes.
You get a snack.
Even like when we hear weird things that we don't do at our house, or like we hear things that they're doing there, we're like, what? But then other people will be like, that's kind of normal, guys. Like, you guys, and we're all like, even Max and Garrett are like, what the hell? And so we're all just, I
had to do me.
I learned to take that step back and go, okay, obviously they're doing right things, even if they're not perfect either. We are all not perfect. And that's another good thing I'd like to put on my best, is that I've started to become my best, and I've been trying to grow in that way. And so that makes me feel very grateful for everybody who's helped me learn these lessons, but at the same time myself, because I did that.
It has to, a lot of it has to be you just showing up and seeing it
and acknowledging it. I think acknowledging it is the hardest part, definitely. But sticking through with it.
And my another one of my best for 2024, to follow up on all of this also, is one of my favorite days that I had was 4th of July. 4th of July, we had, I don't remember the last time we had all 8 children together in one spot. And it wasn't even just a 1 hour thing, it was an all day thing. And then they had their spouses or boyfriends or whatever that were there. And the only one that was missing was Leroy. But Jordan, our oldest, had said something about spending time with Colton, our youngest, and he said that this was the first time in his life that he actually got to know Colton. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He was in your life, but then I didn't realize, like, honestly, Jordan was graduating high school when Colton was graduating kindergarten. So there is that huge age gap. So that one day, I saw them bond immediately. And Jordan's like, I didn't realize Colton was that funny. And then Colton's like, Jordan's a dork. It was so fun seeing everybody get along. And that's one of those days where I was sitting on the spiral tables that Dad and I made. Yep. Mostly Dad. I just painted, got ate up by.
Very, very weird colors to paint them.
I did not like the color. I did not choose the colors Dad did, and Dad's colorblind.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's colorblind.
He's
so
colorblind as fuck. So anyway, that was one of the days where I like looked at him and I was tearing up, and I didn't realize Dad was kind of choking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he's getting a little more emotional with age. Sorry, baby. Anyways, I said we did something right, and he's like, we fucking did. As we were just looking around, soaking it all up. I'm like, oh, that was a good day. And I'd like to also add, the last thing on my list, kind of, is that Dad and I are now, we have like 7 out of the 8 kids are now adults, right? We have 2 grandchildren. We have been together for 16 years, going on 17. We might have an earlier bedtime, yes. But we're acting like teenagers now. Like we had all these kids so young, and everyone was putting us down. Like, you had your kids so young. Yeah, you're still having kids while mine could babysit themselves, and I can go and do this.
I'm tearing up hearing this though because
we're teenagers. It's like teenage love, you know.
That's one thing that makes me very
She's literally tearing up. Why are you tearing up?
I'm tearing up because that like. I'm sorry.
No, you're gonna make me cry. I don't know why I'm crying.
It's good tears. It's because it's like watching you and Dad go through everything that you've been through, and still be that. That's what I just hope to have one day. And
Abby, you got me crying.
And it makes me so thankful to be able. I get a lot of crap, obviously, being a young mom and.
So, you always will.
But that's one thing that's where I've never taken it. I've never felt ashamed. I've never felt bad. I've never once had let anyone make me feel bad about it because I get to watch you guys be those people. I know the people you are, and I see that you guys didn't let all these bad things in your life do anything to affect you being happy. Just because you're not fucking rich, you're not living in this big ass house with nice fucking cars all the time, and you're not, just because you don't have all these great things, you're still happy. And that is what's been giving me the hope going through life.
I hope that I'm thankful for that.
That I can be happy like that, and that I can do those things too, and my life may not be so fucking sparkly.
Mine isn't
and
either.
It may not be the best, but I like being in my kitchen. Whether it's the greatest, grandest kitchen, I like making good food, and I do that being broke.
Yeah.
I like going and enjoying my time with my family, playing Cards Against Humanity for hours.
Oh my gosh, that was so
drunk.
fun on Christmas.
I like
we got drunk
watching
on
fucking
Christmas.
shows with my little brothers and making fun of each other all night. It's like it's the little things in life that means the most, obviously. And
in reality, like you have young parents. Well, your real dad is not young.
No,
I won't go there.
Well, he is still kind of young though, compared to other.
Compared to other ones, yes, but not to me.
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
He shouldn't have been picking me up in high school.
No,
okay?
I get that.
Like, he was picking me up in high school. That was a pedo right there. But what I'm saying, and I'm sorry, Abby, I just called your bio a pedo. But what I'm getting at is, Dad and I'm 40. I'm going to be 40. What am I?
I
do this every year.
41. She does because she wants to neglect the fact that she just hit 40.
It's literally I forget. I have to sit there and count it. So I'm 41 right now, and Dad's 44. So or 43. He's 44. Sorry, my bad. See, guys, I'm bad.
See, I'm mad because I thought 44. Dad was 47.
No, he's 3 years older than
Sorry,
I am.
Dad.
No, he's 3 years older than I am. So we're in our 40s, early 40s, and we have 21-plus-year-old children that are having grandchildren. That's why I'm saying it was like it's coming full circle. It's like we were in love, and then boom, family, bond, kids, this, that, problems. And then all of a sudden you guys started growing up, and then we were able to mend. And now all of a sudden we're back to this, like, it feels like we're teenagers in love again. Like literally finding trails that might not have trail cams and having fun. That's what I'm getting at. Like, that's the best. It's the best. Okay. I want to throw something out there for you for the best of 2024. For you is your jewelry. You finally have a place for your jewelry, and you made the Facebook page, like we talked about.
You don't
have any pictures on it.
No, I do. I was gonna say I have to make it public. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I'm still new to this whole Facebook thing, guys. I was an Instagram kid. I was an Instagram kid.
Is that why you call me Facebook mom?
Because Facebook's
that.
old for old people. I'm an Instagram kid,
that.
so I'm learning this Facebook shit. Okay. I don't do Instagram anymore and I don't do TikTok anymore because of the bad things that just align with it for me personally. Maybe I'll grow to
either way,
appreciate
you're
it.
Get it out there.
Point being is that if you added me, I'll add you back, but I'm making it public.
You need to check this jewelry out. I really think it's cool, and I got the honor to make the sign for you because I hated the sign that you made. No offense.
Oh, I hated it too. My friend and I made it, and I fucked up what she did. I fucked up what she did, and she was so mad at me.
Okay, then your friend's not bad. It's just you. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
That's why I asked you
to make it. She makes horrible signs, great jewelry.
Yes.
All right, so let's go to the hardest of 2024. And Abigail.
I would have to say it would be I said I thought I lost myself when I was with Leroy's dad. And I did. I did very, very much lose myself. And it wasn't just him. It was the people I was choosing to be friends with. It was, my relationship. It was becoming a new mom and postpartum depression with my bipolar.
It's all of that.
It's so much, So I did get lost in the sauce. But
lost in the sauce. I love that.
But
moist.
What the fuck?
I don't know if that's like that. Moist.
No, it was.
I'm trying to.
I got the lost in the sauce.
She got the lost in the sauce.
I got lost in the sauce, and I felt like I was starting to gain myself back little by little, right? And then I fucking let all these other things distract me. Lost it again. And so now I feel like even before my breakup and, because in a lot of ways, Dakota helped me grow a lot too.
Dakota's the one that you broke up with.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure for someone who might not have listened to the other ones.
Yes. He did help me grow so much as a person at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I will forever be so
But this is the hardest
for this. But I'm getting there.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm getting there. Even
sorry.
though
my ADHD, man. My ADHD. I got lost in the sauce.
She got lost in the sauce. Even though he did help me grow so much, I did feel myself get lost again. I was getting lazy.
No, I noticed it.
I was getting lazy. I was losing my personality.
You weren't fun.
I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do shit. I was getting, I wouldn't even say really depressed either. Because I was depressed.
No, you were.
But I wasn't.
It felt like you were pushing people away.
I was numb.
Yeah.
I was becoming numb. I started to not really care about anything or anyone besides Leroy. And it wasn't even I didn't care about myself even. I took care of Dakota, but at the same time, I didn't really give a fuck. Which
you were just kind of just going with emotion.
Yes, I was just going with emotions. I did feel very lost. And so, with that being said, being able to say today, especially today, of all days, because I hate to say it, New Year's is one of New Year's and New Year's Eve being some of my favorite times of the year. Not only because it's obviously going into January and I'm a January baby, but it's just because it is such a time to reflect, right?
Yeah.
And so with that being said,
that's why we're here. We're reflecting.
I'm so thankful to say that last year, where I was then and where I am now, I'm so proud of myself and who I've become. And it was such a hard fucking process, and that's where I'm getting at. Okay,
because I'm sitting here still
that's where I'm getting
the hardest.
It was all the job hopping. It was all the being so
the house hopping.
It was all the being so broke. It was moving around with my child, knowing that I'm bringing Leroy through all of that.
Yeah.
It was giving Leroy this nice, loving household with two parents again, to taking that away and then realizing how am I as a mom going to do that on my own, and then going through the motions of that. It was
that's a lot.
It was going through the realization of how I so badly wanted, and I did, like, I was pushing people away. I did so badly not want to come back to this area. I wanted so badly not even to be in Wapaka. I wanted to flee state all in general. I wanted to move to Michigan, call it quits, but I knew I couldn't afford it. Like, it was just all the emotions and the process of overthinking everything.
Yeah.
Am I going to stay with this person? Am I not? Oh my God, I'm going to hurt them. I can't do this.
So it was all the hard, it was life was hard.
Yes. Yeah. Life was so hard this year, and it was for everybody. And so I think that's what made it even harder, knowing that everybody was going through such shit.
So it was hard to even find someone to,
because it's like, how do I go to talk to this person?
I see that.
Knowing that they're going through this, and this, knowing that my shit probably feel that bad to them when their stuff feels way hella worse than them. I ain't got a mortgage. I ain't got this, that, you know? So knowing that everybody had it so hard this year, then I had it so hard this year, and feeling lost, like I couldn't go to anybody, even though I did have you, I still felt
I was feeling like chopped liver over here. I
still felt like, yes, I talked to you, but it was never, like, I got to talk to you, and that was awesome, but nothing was changing. It wasn't changing. No,
because you had to make those changes.
And the hardest part was that right there.
I kept telling you,
realizing
you
that I had to take those changes. I had to take a step back. And I knew I did. I acknowledged I did.
Yeah.
But it was going through with the process was the absolute hardest part. Realizing that, Abby, these places may be shit to work at, but everybody has it shitty.
Yeah.
You need to grow the fuck up and do your fucking job as a parent, do your job as a woman, get your shit together.
At least you got that far.
You know, I needed to realize that I am worth anything in this world that I fucking want. Absolutely. I don't need somebody to give that to me. That was very hard. Realizing that I
needed someone to do all that.
Realizing that I am not going to be the one to fucking put out in love all the time. And that means family, friendship, love connections, at work even though I said I job hop, you know, just like this past experience that I'm not really going to get into today.
We don't have the time today.
I just want to say, like, that was, all of it was very hard to acknowledge, go through, and, you know, go, okay, I need to change some shit, and then actually changing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is hard. It's hard to take that step into change. That's the hardest. For me, mine kind of piggybacks on yours. Is my hardest thing was healing the parts of me that that were broken. A lot of that was done with our last episode, part 2 that we did of the Spilling the Tea. That helped heal me a lot, and then I was able to, like, move on from that and move forward, and so I'm actually excited about that. I also, another thing that was hard is watching children of ours make choices that can or will ruin their future, and we can't do anything about it because they have to learn because they're adults. And I'm not specifically saying you. There's other children.
Oh, I know.
There's other children that we have. It's just, that's a hard thing to go through and not be able to just sit back and just wait. Like, I hate that because I can't physically, I want to, but I just can't.
Yep.
Last but not least, the thing I'm struggling with currently is coming off of a medicine that I've been on for like 10 years or more. I don't remember past that, which is probably why they're taking me off of it, because it's Valium and it's for my anxiety, but it does mess with your memory. And I already have a problem with my memory at times. I don't need, and yes, honey, I did say at times, speaking to Dad. But yeah, the withdrawals with this are nuts, and I wouldn't wish it on my best enemy. I'm not saying worst. So that is the hardest for me. Is that all yours for 2024?
Yeah, it was just mainly that main point. Yeah.
I hear you. All right, I'll do the funniest.
All right.
The funniest of 2024 is my favorite. My favorite. All right, ready, guys? My husband, Anthony Schultz. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Found his UFO spot.
Oh my
and
God.
got a picture of it.
forced Dakota in believing it.
Everybody was the thing is, it is believable, okay? Because he has more than one.
It's fucking
He has
drones.
more than one. Liars. You are a liar. You have, like, I live next to this man.
Guys,
I fully believe it.
Whoever tries
The
to
worst
debunk
part
him in
is-
the future, stay off of Angela Anthony Schultz Facebook.
Oh my God, he's
because
gotten
he will
banned
troll
from
you
so
so
many.
fucking bad.
Dad trolls everybody, and it's on our Facebook
But I
page.
appreciate it because he's been teaching me how to troll people.
You know how many family members we lost because of Dad? So many. Because he's trolling them. But either way, he found his UFO spot. That is the best of 2024. And then on top of it, he had me believing so badly that I found one. That I found one while I was waiting for Peyton at work. I went to take it.
And then I bet he went, I didn't even think it was one.
No, I got out of Ethel, the Jeep, and Matthew was like, whoa, that is one. We both take our cameras out. I go to take a fucking picture, and then Matthew's like, Mom, I can hear the engine. I laugh my ass. I'm like, this motherfucker has me believing there's UFOs, and shows me all these pictures and zooms in, and all you see is this, like, blur.
White blob, yeah.
White blob. He's like, see, it's right there, it's right there. And then I go to take one, and it's a fucking plane. So
yep.
how do I... And then the other day he was trying to tell me there's no towers near our area, and it was a UFO. You were there.
Yeah, I know. I was in the car, and there was 2 fucking towers in your town.
Yeah. Okay, another funny one for me, because I'm on a roll here, is I was messing with Matthew when I was bringing him to work, because I currently drive 2 adult children to work. Yes, I repeat, 2 adult children back and forth to work. It is a blast. Just kidding. Anyway, so I was driving Matthew, and I had it in 4-wheel drive, and with Ethel, our Jeep, she's a little rough, and so like I was picking on him and making him feel awkward so that hopefully he would then get his license. And I was like, ooh, I can get off on this fucking Jeep. And then I went to put a song on as I was leaving his work.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those like sexy songs, I call it. And then it said something like, I feel something. And then boom, my tire blew out. It was amazing. It was like literally the perfect timing to do it. To blow. Because I feel something.
I feel something, and then you
The
blew.
boom.
So my funniest and most awkward, it is both
Ooh.
the same thing.
Ooh.
Having panty sniffer
Panty sniffer!
buy
No!
me and my friend shots
Nobody
at the
knows
bar.
about panty sniffer.
And that will be for a later episode, guys.
Oh, God.
We'll refer back to panty sniffer, don't you worry. Point of the story is panty sniffer sniffed my mom's panties when I was in her belly. And now
No.
I'm out, and he's probably looking at me
you
going...
were in the playpen.
I was in the playpen. But he's probably looking at me going, damn, you were a baby, and now I'm going to try to make you my baby. So...
That's not funny. That's
It's the funniest and most awkward. I say it's the funniest because I didn't even know what panty sniffer looked like.
Oh, yeah, I just told
I
you
did
about
not
it.
know their
That's
name.
right.
I did not know who they were on
That is-
my child's life.
That's right. All I did was tell you the story.
And then I went to Mom, and I go, Mom, panty sniffer bought me shots. She didn't even, I swear, I did not know, but I fucking knew in my heart that it
You
was
were there.
panty sniffer. So that's why it is the funniest but most
Abby,
awkward.
It was the 2-month-old in you that was like, you sniffed my mama's panties.
It was
You were like
fucked.
2
I
months-
was just like,
Oh, my God.
I don't know how I knew
don't-
what
it
I
was
knew.
nuts to me
And
that
I
all
didn't
of a
know
sudden-
till after we're taking the shots, and then he's like, yeah, tell your mom my name, and then says name, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll let her know that, I saw you, but then I left the bar, and I'm going,
Mom,
oh my God!
As soon as you got
I don't know why it hit me like a fucking bus, but it did. It was off the steps of that bar. I was like, yup, that is the person. Dude, that is the funniest and most awkward.
It is, but it also goes to show our ESP.
And I would
Like, how the
also
fuck
say,
did you
I would
know
also
panty
say
sniffer?
most awkward would be meeting somebody in general who is almost
We didn't
just
get to
like.
most awkward, because
Well,
we do.
I'm gonna say I already
Okay.
did my own most awkward, so I'm
fine.
referring to mine. Okay.
Fine.
Funniest and most awkward again would be just happening to meet somebody who's almost exactly like me, which is very hard to do.
How? You're staring right at me.
No, and I'm not saying it your way either. I'm saying like
your male version.
like not even just that, like music, food, movies,
She
everything.
Just gave me a
everything.
The look you just gave. Food.
Food especially. Guys, you don't know this, but I'm a huge...
No, they do know.
Okay,
they do know.
Yeah,
you
I'm a huge foodie,
You're a foodie.
okay?
You're a foodie.
So, that's a huge thing. So,
she
like,
loves chocolate
being
syrup
like
on her
me,
belly.
almost... Never! Never. Sorry for you headphone users, but that is... Yeah, you and Dad will never let me live that down.
No. Absolutely
Dad
not.
told me literally, I think it was on Christmas, I'm going to go home and put chocolate syrup on your mom's belly. I was like, yeah, it was awful.
My funny thing also, one more thing, I know we're cutting it short because your brother needs a pickup, but he can get over himself, is Dad called me classy, and why it's funny is because, number one, I live in a trailer
park.
Why
the fuck are you classy is my question.
Okay.
Altogether.
So... Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to take that as a compliment. But Dad said we were driving, right? And it goes with my most awkward moment. It was right after my most awkward moment. Dad looked at me while he was driving and he said, "Damn, she looks so classy." And then I turn and look at him and go, "I think I just saw a crocodile. I swear to God." And Dad's like, "We're in Wisconsin. Do you know where the crocodiles come from?"
You're fucking kidding. Because I would be doing that shit.
And it was a piece of wood in a lake, and it was just bobbing. And the way it was like going, I swear to God, I thought it was a crocodile. And then he goes, "I just thought you were fucking classy." And then you say there's a crocodile in that goddamn pond. You ain't fucking classy. But here's my part.
I'm glad Dad took his statement back.
But the thing thing is, though, he shouldn't have called me, bless you. He shouldn't have, called me classy in the first place, because my most awkward moment of 2024 was right before that. I was in a dress, right? That's why Dad was calling me classy. I was in that,
in your hat.
Okay, in my hat, and I just look so sexy to Dad. But I'm on medication for my diabetes, and it causes problems with your stomach. So you have to poop sometimes, and then there's many, 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 many days you don't. So all of a sudden we're driving along. I have a dress on and all that, looking classy with my sun hat, and I'm like, "Babe, I have to poop really bad." We go and stop at this gas station that is literally just this, feels like this small box, right? I'm like, "Where's the bathroom?" He's like, "Right there." And then he points, and it's right in front of him. And there's no music on whatsoever. There's one fucking cooler for the soda, the water, the beer, all that. We were in bumfuck Egypt, right? And I'm like, I have to shit. There's no distractions. He's gonna hear me. So I'm like, fuck this. So then, to make it worse, right? I'm like, I can hear him whistling.
I would have put fucking
I can hear him
on.
whistling. He's just... I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I cannot.
He's giving you a distraction.
He knows that I'm going to be pooping if I'm in there long. So
God.
I go just a little bit. And then I'm like, "Goodbye, see you later." And then Dad's like, "Hang on, can you give me some skull?" I'm like, "No, not kidding." Go back in there. Can I get some cherry skull? As I'm trying to hold in the rest of the shit I gotta go have, And so with that being said, I went back into the Jeep. "Honey, there's no fucking chew." No, there's no fucking chew here. The guy who was whistling while I was trying to take a shit, we gotta go to another gas station. And on the way to that gas station, Dad looks over at me. "She's looking real classy."
Oh my God.
And that's why I love my baby. That's why I love him.
He's trying to rush you to the bathroom to take that shit, and that's classy.
That's what I love about him, is he made me go back for fucking tobacco.
I'd just like to say, I'm not trying to, this ain't nothing about the year, but I just had this really sexy thing happen to me recently. And I just gotta brag about it to you.
Okay.
Because I've never had this kind of treatment, okay?
Okay.
So I'm getting what a real back massage is. Okay? I've never had one.
Did
So
you
I
get a
don't
boner?
know. No.
Then it wasn't a real back.
But I don't know. No, I mean, like, rubbing the knots out of my back. Like, I didn't know they're supposed to
And you
hurt
didn't
and
have
then
a
feel
boner.
great after. But then, this person's trying to take me. Fabio.
We're not saying
Fabio.
this person is Fabio.
Fabio is taking me. Is
Fabio.
trying to force me to go to Quick Trip to
Fabio.
take me to get water because he's making sure I'm drinking water.
Because he's going to be pounding the fuck out of you.
Because yes, that, but also because I don't need these knots back in my back. And he said that it's his job to get rid of them. Even though he ain't really my man yet.
And that made you feel sexy?
And he, he's doing this, and he's like, now you gotta drink all this water so that I'll have to do this more often, but I will. And that was the sexiest part about it. Oh, made me
Oh,
cream.
fine. If we're doing sexiest moments of 2024, when Dad was posing.
No, because if sexiest moments.
Dad was posing in the living room with those I love cocktails.
Oh my god, that was not. Because I was about to dead ass be like, when Fabio and I were wrestling one day. And it was
Wait,
just
we're not
wrestling.
doing sexiest.
Hold on, we just said sexiest moment.
Because you did it already.
He said no. I'm saying if we're doing that, this is
Fine.
We just got done wrestling, and I mean, like, I picked him up like a baby, threw him after he did the same thing to me. Like, we're wrestling, it's fun. All of a sudden, getting on his knees on my bed, shirtless above me, and I'm just watching, And he ain't even like looking right into my eyes yet. Girl. And it was when he took his hair out. Went the Fabio style.
Like the Fabio locks?
Like this. And then looked me right in my
you
eye.
Did it remind you of Grandma's
with
books?
with his cheeks beat red like he knew what he just did. And I'm going, holy fuck.
Thank you, Grandma.
Cream myself right
Thank
there.
you, Grandma,
I
for sending
finished
them my way.
before anything even started.
Thank you for that visual.
So thank you.
No, thank you for the visual, because if I ever meet Fabio, I'm going to be like, hey, Fabio.
No! Yeah, she will.
Do you really like to do this to my daughter?
This is a loud podcast, guys. Sorry.
No, that is what it is. Okay. Also, another awkward moment, hands down, this year, has to be the stupid your mom shit. Like, Matthew's work is ridiculous, and they like to mess with Matthew, but also, one of the guys I don't think is actually messing
Mom, you
around.
egg it on, though.
No, I don't. Not with Bubbles. Bubbles is Matthew's, like, that's the nickname of the guy is Bubbles. And Bubbles
He does not look like Bubbles from Trailer Park, though, for some reason. So.
No, he just is retarded. But I didn't mean retarded. That's a canceled word.
No, because no filters.
Yeah, well, yeah. So he's retarded. And he's missing a few brain cells and all that stuff. And maybe a mom. I don't know. Either way.
Definitely a mom.
He's got mom. But he goes to Matthew, well, if I can't have your mom, since she's not willing, I'll take your sister, Peyton. And Matthew goes, yeah, I don't think you have a chance with my mom because she thinks you're stupid. Matthew, how about you fucking tell him that I'm married and I don't want him because I'm in love with my husband? Like, why don't you say that?
But at least Matthew got straight to the point, though.
So, but now Peyton doesn't want him, so now he's got to go to you.
No.
But your mom stuff, it is funny, and I get that, but it's awkward when the guy's, like, waving to you all every freaking day. Yeah. And, like, in a weird way, and I feel like he's, like, looking at me like that and thinking about me in the bathroom, and that's, like, creepy.
Yeah.
It's gross. So I got my Dahmers on, and I'm just gonna fucking...
Can I just say, emphasize on the awkward, actually? Too bad Max ain't here to emphasize on this, but I'd like to add to the awkward of when Max and I are scrolling through Netflix and the Jeffrey Dahmer show shows up and my child points at Jeffrey Dahmer and goes, Mom?
Nuh-uh!
Mom? And I go, why not Nana? Nana has those glasses. Yeah, no, Mom.
I love my Dahmer glasses.
What?
I'm getting new ones.
Why? I want to know, why does my child think I'm Jeffrey Dahmer?
Because you look like me. No offense. A younger version of me, like what I look like now.
Why didn't you say...
Now, if
but
I didn't look like you...
He would have said Nana. You have the same glasses.
I know.
Why me? Mom!
Because you look good in them.
What the... I've never put them on. What the fuck?
You would look good. So, alright. I guess that'd be the scariest for you then, is to get Dom glasses.
No, my scariest would be the podcast. We already touched up on this subject, so refer back later to episode 3 or 4, I believe.
What is it? What are you talking about?
Of the chain. Or no, not episode 3 or 4. I'm saying of Spill the Tea.
Spilling the Tea episodes, it would be part 2. Are you talking about of the generational?
My scariest would be when I got jumped on the chain. When we got jumped on the chain.
Oh, when you got jumped on the chain.
Yes, that was definitely my hands-on scariest. So we're not going to touch up in that today. If you want, you're going to have to refer back to a further.
My scariest is my own mind. I make a lot of shit up in my head.
She does. She's very good at that.
It is ridiculous.
Especially when
I can take
drunk.
one thought. Oh, when I'm drunk, I accidentally drunk call you all the time.
Accidentally.
Like recently, I drunk called you and
when
told
Fabio
you.
When Fabio was over.
I didn't know Fabio was over.
He heard it all.
But I was like, hey, Abigail. What was I saying again?
He heard it all. Fabio heard this all, and it was so embarrassing, but I loved it.
About how
the nuts, referring back to the nuts being in her, growing
I was
in
drunk,
her. She
by
said
the
that
way.
all of us kids were inside her at one point.
Oh yeah, I was like, hey guys, did you know that
and
you were
then
inside of me?
Before they hung up, I took Mom off the speaker, and she was so loud that Fabio still heard her.
Yeah.
And he heard Dad go, "Hey, guess what?
I
was inside her too." And I said, "Yeah, you have a kid together. I hope you were." And then I was like, "Peace out."
Whatever. I cannot believe you just said that, Abigail.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what else is the scariest? The election. That was scary.
The election, honestly, we don't touch up on politics very much.
Well, no, but only because I was recently told that in 19 days I'm losing my rights. So I am. Dad told me that I'm literally supposed to be taking a break right now and just cooling it down and stuff and just like laying low and just accepting all of this peace and calm because in 19 days.
But you know what? In 19 days, one of us we're not gonna have to work no more, ladies.
I don't work. I'm gonna be a handmaid. I don't want to be a handmaid. Have you seen Handmaid's Tale?
I want to be locked in.
You guys, I don't want to be a handmaid. I just like the
can
show.
lock me in his basement, and I'll be his handmaid. I mean, I won't complain.
I'm gonna complain. I won't be able to talk to you if you're locked up. I'll talk to Fabio, and I don't know if I'd like that.
Nah, you'll come. You could come visit me.
But
my master.
In all reality, I'm not losing my fucking rights. Dad's just kidding because he doesn't really like all the sissies out there, and which is why we've gotten banned and kicked off a bunch of crap because he's a troll.
And I love it.
But whatever. All right. The biggest lesson I learned this year is daily life can take a hold on you and make you lose track of time. Don't forget to say I love you. Show up and be present, because honestly, that's how, like my marriage, for example. For so long, we were just kind of in a stall moment, and then all of a sudden, now it's like, hey, baby. Hey. So if you don't show up, if you're not present, shit's not going to change. Shit's not going to happen. And if I never showed up and all that stuff, my grandbabies wouldn't know me.
Yeah.
And I have a great bond, I think, with each one of my kids.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's how I learned.
I would definitely have to say, like, mine kind of goes with that even. It's, go through with what you say you're going to do. Yeah. Make that change you need to be in your life. Nobody's going to make it for you. And definitely, I would have to say that accepting yourself for who you are, being your true self, and knowing that you alone is all you need. Yes, obviously, everybody needs family in their life, love, things like that. But at the very end of the day, you need to love yourself. You need to do things for yourself, and you need to be there for yourself before you can be there for anyone else and have anyone be there for you.
Yes,
what I want to look forward to this year.
Oh, yes, 2025.
Moving on with my new motives of finally getting a GED, so that I can go to tech school and start going through with my culinary business.
I would love to see you go through with that.
I was told by a very good source, that my grandma, that I have a college fund that's just not being used and sitting there.
What the hell? Get at her.
Exactly. Why am I not utilizing what I have and doing better things for myself? So I'm going to
get that food truck.
I'm going to, well, I don't know. I might even dream like way bigger, you know? I want to do
I love
great
the food
things.
truck idea.
I want to do, and it's not just any food truck. I want to do catering. I want to make people's special days special. Whether it's your grandma's birthday, your wedding, whether it's your family's
Divorce.
coming home from Korea and I have to learn how to make authentic Korean cuisine. I want to make it all for everybody, and I want to make everybody feel special and have that special thing. And that is, you know, food is my calling. That is my love language. That is what I live for.
She loves it on her belly.
I like making it for people. I love it's the biggest thing for me is definitely the remembering eating something and remembering my childhood. I just got peanut butter balls from my grandma, and it sounds like the weirdest thing, but I got 6 peanut butter balls, and I'm gonna eat them so fucking slow because my grandma is not gonna be here forever, and I'm not gonna have those peanut butter balls. No, I'm not gonna taste her peanut butter balls, you know, my whole life.
But the rest of your life.
With that being said, I want to be able to mimic people's favorite things so that I can give them that memory. So I can make, when they eat roast for the rest of their life, because you know that's a Midwest thing. So when they eat them beef tips at their fucking wedding, if that's what they want, whether it be that or steak or whatever.
Chicken dinner.
If they want to eat that and they eat, you know, something years in the future from that my same company and they remember their wedding, they remember that special day they had. I want to do that
because you helped them. You want to be a part of that. I love that. I really love that for you, and I hope that I don't have to force you.
No, that is definitely my biggest.
I think it's something
that is definitely like my biggest goal.
I'm like so excited for that because I think that's right up your alley, and I think you'd be great at that. You hosted how many stuff for us now, and it was always amazing.
And I feel like every single time it gets better.
It gets better.
And that's the thing that I realized that, like, you know, I forgot, with this being said, I forgot who I was. I used to host dinners for 50, 60 plus people constantly in a whole night. I can do that.
Yeah, and food does bring back memories because I can remember when I was younger. I can remember what I ate and all that, but I couldn't remember a present.
Exactly.
You know, it's like foods, places. So I get what you're getting at, and I love that. I love that. For me, for 2025, I want to see this puppy grow. And what I mean by that is like this podcast, whether it be just you and I or me doing my own, and plus whatever. I would love to see more growth on it. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean numbers. It could mean how I'm doing it, my equipment or whatever. All I know is it's helped me in 2024, and that last one we did, part 2 of our Spilling the Tea part 2, that helped me enough to get.
And I think that was, and in my own personal opinion, I'm going to put this on your bests. I would say that shows a lot of growth within your last year, because you would have never been able to do that in the past.
No.
And so with that being said, it shows how strong you have become, how you can back your opinion. You can back your facts. You can now, Angela Schultz, say that I can stick up for what I know, what I believe in, what I care about.
Yep.
You can confidently say that. You can come on here and say what you feel, even on your own podcast. Yeah. How you feel, what's happened in your life, how you feel about things, and you stick with it, and you're proud of that decision to do so. In the past, you would have just cowered away from doing any of it. And so that just shows the huge growth you've done as a person in general, especially in 2024.
I appreciate that, Ab. You know, it's also some of the people that have reached out and have been like, hey, I heard it. And it was in the very beginning. I haven't had much like reach out now, but you have helped me a lot with it too, because just you sitting here with me today, for example, you had things to do, but I called you at last minute and you're like, yes, let's do it. And I love that. So it's also helped our bond continue. We haven't had a fight.
No,
let's
not really.
Not jinx that right now. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because I think this also podcast has helped me grow my confidence a lot in general, and saying that, you know what, I'm not going to be that person anymore to cower away from what I have to say, what I want to say.
You've never been.
But I have at the same time, because there's been a lot of times in the past where I lied.
Oh, that is true.
It wasn't true.
I'm actually, that's
what
a
I was
huge
saying
growth right
wasn't
there.
true.
You right there saying and admitting that it was a lie. That's a...
But that's what I'm getting at, though, is, like, it was never,
shit.
like, a huge, it was never, like, I wouldn't say never, but a lot of things weren't true. A lot of things were either over-exaggerated, fabricated,
we know.
or just completely a lie altogether.
Yeah.
So, like, with that being said, being able to just, you know, say my facts and be able to say confidently that I can back up the things that I have to say.
And not to get lost in the sauce.
Knowing that I'm a different person, and knowing that people still associate me that way and go, well, you know what, fuck you, because
well, whatever, I'm not gonna change your own mind.
Obviously, you don't know me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck anyway.
You don't know me.
Deuces, motherfuckers.
Yeah, come on. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
And with that being said, thank you for tuning in and listening to us today. The eve of the new year.
Yeah.
We couldn't do any of this without you guys. Check out my Facebook page, Chaotic Harmony, and give her a like. You can find more episodes on there as well. If you would like to help support my podcast journey, all you got to do is click on the support the show link that is attached to this episode, or scan the barcode that is on my Facebook page. Every donation helps me tremendously. And last but not least, go out with a bang, all right? Go out with a bang. When you're going out for a drink tonight,
guys,
embrace the weird.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to end it on the nastiest New Year's note, the best bang at the end of New Year's is to go out banging. Start at 11:59. You still fucking at 12:01? That's the best way to start New Year's, people. And you know what? Mom's gonna have to set an alarm to do so.
Oh yeah.
Because they're not even gonna wait for nothing to drop, nothing to start. They're old.
Sleeping at 8.
So they're gonna have to set an alarm.
Yes.
Go through that New Year's.
And
ladies, no pregnancies. No slacking. No letting men dictate you. Be a bad bitch. But don't be a hoe bitch. They're different. They really are.
And also embrace the weird and make normal feel boring.
Hey. Bye.
Bye.